Welcome to class. Let us become seated. We're sort of now beginning to flow into this summer energy. We've got the summer equinox was on the 12th of June. Is that right? No, it's later than that. I think it's 26th. Let me get that right. So we're going to start to sort of flow in and out of the spring and the summer energy as we go through class. So we're going to do all of the element flow today. So I just think that will help to integrate this new and more intense energy that we get in the summertime. So let's be seated in our cross-legged. Let's bring the hands onto the knees. Let's close the eyes. Let's just move around until we feel we're comfortable. So we want to keep this energy moving smoothly into this transition. So let's just lengthen our spine. And just have a think about if that energy is beginning to build more momentum. So in the spring, we begin to rebirth. We come out of hiding, if you like. We come out of that winter dormant energy. And maybe we can feel that things are building up into this summer energy, this fire energy that we'll be going into really soon. Just a moment here to sort of tune in to see if that's now becoming your day-to-day experience. So we want to feel as though we're balancing the merging of these two elements, these two seasons. So let us get ready for the alternate nostril breathing. We're going to bring the first finger to the third eye, and between the eyebrows. We're going to use the thumb and that middle finger curled to block off the nostrils as we go through the practice. So keeping a nice long spine. We can settle the breath as we go through this practice. So let's block off the left and then take a nice long breath in through the right. Let's block the right nostril, release the left, breathing out slowly. Let's breathe in the left slowly. Now block the left, release the right, and breathe out slowly. And then breathe in slowly. And there you go. So moving over now to releasing the left, blocking the right, breathing out. Now continue on. So it's an out and an in breath through one nostril before we switch over to the other side. Slow the breath. Feel the in and the out breath is the same length. And just focus on the breath for a few moments. And we're going to keep following the breath with our mind. And just check in that the breath is moving in the belly, the abdomen. See if you can slow the breath even more, making it longer. So we settle the body and mind into this place of balance. Next time you breathe out through the right nostril, make that your last round. Bring the hand back down to your knee. And tune into any changes in the thoughts in the head. Balance between the left and the right side of the body. And then opening the eyes. So we're going to stay here, but we're going to shift the feet, the inside one becoming the outside, etc. And we'll do our wake up. So just bring ourselves back into this space underneath the collarbone. So you're going to tap, or you can massage in through the nose and out through the mouth. Off we go, letting anything go on that out breath. Onto the arms. Under the eyes, up to the gallbladder, outside the eyes, round we go. Oh. Then shake that off. Going to tap the same hand with the knee. And smooth off the hands and across we go. Moving those arms as much as you wish. A few more than on the first side. Hands in front of the hips. And if you want to put a word or a sentence in here, a positive one on your in-breath, bring the arms up. And release that into your field on the out-breath. 2 more. Zip it up. And 1 more. And finishing with your hook up, middle finger, belly button. Third eye push in, hook up. Again, shake off the fingers. Magic. Okay, off that block, place it to the side. Let's just bring the legs out, bring the feet wide, lean back and just bring some movement back into those legs. As I say, mine are really stiff from all the traveling and the flying and sitting around the airport. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do our Wayne Cook posture today. So we're going to take the left leg out straight, bring the other leg across. So it's going to be the left hand just above the ankle, the right hand comes across, same shape as the legs. And on the in-breath, with a nice long spine, we're going to bring that leg up into our body. And on the out-breath, we're going to let it go. I'm going to do 3. So this brings things into perspective, into focus. Let's do 5. Change my mind. And it allows us to think clearer. Right, let's shift over, switch around. Same hand as the straight leg, just above the ankle. The other one comes across the outside of that leg, long spine. Off we go. It's a great one to do if you know you've got to have an important conversation or an important meeting. When we're finished, we're going to bring the legs out, tuck the toes, long spine. Bring the thumbs to the just the beginning of the eyes. We're going to push in there. And we're going to take these thumbs and draw out to the gallbladder point, the outside of the eyes. We're going to turn the fingers in to the forehead, push in, drag out. Just make some circles in that gallbladder point, and then down the back of the ears for our triple warmer. And then back we come again. We're going to do that 3 times. Oh, let's take my temperature down. Strange as that. Okay. And shake off the fingers. All right. Lastly, we're going to bring the legs into a butterfly. We're going to bring the fingers to the big toes, and on the inside and the outside, we're just going to massage. So we're going to hit here the liver meridian. Okay, so just all around the big toes, give them a squeeze, a rub, whatever it feels like you need to do. Just get that energy moving. We've done the gallbladder, but not the liver. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, let's take ourselves onto all fours. So bring those knees in physically with your hands, and then we're going to come onto all fours. So I'd like to do a cat-cow, but with the working with the focus on the wrists. So we're going to take the fingers and turn them outwards on both hands. Make sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders again, as normal. Okay, if that's painful for your wrists, bring them back. And I'd like you to do 5 cat-cows. Okay, so be careful with the wrists. So as you drop the belly, lift the chest, look to your third eye, and then on your out breath, tuck the belly round the spine. Feel the energy releasing all the way up, tuck the chin. Push the floor away from these hands, but be careful. Okay, so off you go. Feeling as though the spine is moving and flowing, sort of like a river, if you like. So now we do the breath in and out through the nose. Come back to neutral. I'm going to stay facing this direction. Tuck the toes, come down onto the heels. And then we're going to sit back onto the heels. We're going to interlace the fingers. Take the palms above the head. And then just work into your side body. So I want you to just start to gently, start really slowly, move around. Just move into the side of your body. See where you need to be to get the maximum out of this sort of mainly random movement, but just enjoy moving around in that space. Okay, so now bring the fingers to the floor and flick up into a squat, just onto the toes, hands onto the thighs, lengthen through that spine. We're going to do nothing else apart from just focus and stay balanced, okay? So nice long neck, space between the shoulders and the ears. If the toes are painful, then bring yourself down and come into a child's pose. And then bring the fingers back down to the floor, passive forward bend. So just gently bring the feet to the floor, keep the knees bent, dangle the arms, bring the top of the head towards the floor. And then just see how that feels as we start to uncurl. Now we're going to come into a half forward bend, so draw the hands around the back of the legs up to the back of the knees and lengthen your spine. Keep looking to the floor. Take the shoulder blades into the waist, lengthen that spine out. If you feel hunched up, you can always bring the hands up a little bit further to help you flatten off the spine. From here, we're going to bend the knees, come back down, passive forward bend. And to come up, we're going to draw up the spleen meridian, so outside the big toes to the ankle, inside the lower legs to the kneecaps, up the middle of the thighs. Leave the body and come all the way up and around at the shoulders, and then end up under the arms and the spleen, okay? So I'm at the back of my mat. I'm not sure where you've ended up, but we're going to take a step forward. If you're at the front of the mat, take a step back. If you're at the back, take a step forward, okay? So let's cross the hands. What we want to have is the left leg back. So I'm going to take my right leg forward, whichever that is for you. So I'm going to lift it in the same way. I'm going to take my step forward, bring the back heel to the floor. I may need to take that foot out and just settle myself in. Okay, so wherever you've come from, left leg back, right leg forward. Now we're going to do the spleen triple warmer hold. So underneath the arm and onto the elbow. Be careful because we're still warming up this lower back, okay? But you're going to lift your heart, wrap around the ribs, and let's see what happens. We're going to bring the weight into this back leg, so lift up. So you may feel a bigger stretch down that left hip. Soften the shoulders. I can feel my right shoulder making its way up to my ear. Dry breath, maybe. Strength of this. Let's come back. In breath, bring the arms up. Out breath into warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back, close the fingers. Take the front palm up. We're going to go over the head and stay. And I have the hand, that back hand in that gallbladder point again, just to activate through that meridian. Holding here. Now we're going to windmill these arms and end up in a downward facing dog, okay? So square off the hips again first before we come all the way down. Have a move around because we haven't been here yet today. So one heel down at a time just to check in and warm up through the legs. I bought myself a new sweatshirt, but it seems to want to go over my mouth, which is not very handy. You can't tell till you start being upside down. Okay, let's go opposite then. So on the in-breath, we're going to take the left leg behind because that one now needs to be forward, back heel to the floor, rise up. Let's switch that triple warmer hold, okay? So the other hand under the arm and just switch them around, okay? Check you're in the right place with these legs. Squeeze into the ribs, lift the heart. But again, feel the weight through this back leg and drawing the muscles around the bone, the leg bones. You want to keep that leg active. You just don't want the weight to just the weight of your torso going into it. For me, that really opens up through those hip flexors. Okay, let's come back, bring the arms up on an in-breath. Left arm forward, right arm back, close the fingers off. Bring that front palm up, make your way over the head into that gallbladder point, back of the knee, and hold. On an out breath, we're going to windmill the arms and end up in a downward facing dog. And again, a few heels to the floor, just checking in. Okay, we have been doing some sort of low lunges. So if we come fully into a downward facing dog, on an in-breath, take the right leg behind, bring that between the hands, and we're going to stay here low, so nice and low. Feel that stretch through the hip. And then bring the left foot in, can be hip width apart, you can come as close as you want, but I feel more comfy hip width apart. And then switch legs, so right leg back and stay nice and low. And again, you want to engage the straight leg. Let's go again. So bring the right leg in, into that little squat, take the left leg back. You can always come down onto the knee if it doesn't suit you being up in the air. Bring the left foot in, and take the right leg back. This time we'll come into a full plank. So however you want to get there, bring that left leg back. I need to bring my bum in the air so I can get my leg through. And hold. And then we're going to come all the way down to knees, hips and chin. Tuck the elbows in as you descend. Right, we're going to bring the hands further forward underneath the shoulders or into a place where the elbows come to the floor as well, okay? Fingers nice and wide. On an in-breath, we're going to rise up, tuck your belly and just hold here. And then we're just going to turn the head in one direction into the other. Be careful as you navigate round with that lower back. Okay, come back and bring the chin down. And then we're going to take the hands and slide them outwards, probably off your mat. Same thing again, push the big toes into the floor, tuck the belly as you come up onto the palms. So hips nice and wide. The elbows can be bent, that's fine. But don't let the belly flop. Keep active right through that waist. Keep the elbows towards the floor. Try and keep the shoulder blades moving towards your waist, and you'll feel the mid back and lower back activate. Okay, down we come, and we'll do a triple warmer hip rock here. So palm, palm, forehead, rock those hips. Just release the stress out of that lower back. Let's stop rocking. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. In breath, take the right leg behind, bring that forward, back heel to the floor, rise up, bring the arms up when you're ready. Keep the right arm up in the air, the left hand's going to come into your lower back. And we're going to turn to the left, keep that right knee out towards the right, look behind. Nice wide fingers, get the energy moving through the meridians in the hands. Settle in with that Ujjayi breath. As we return on the in-breath, bring the arms above the head. On the out-breath, interlace those fingers behind. Roll the shoulders back. On your in-breath, push the knuckles down. On your out-breath, over we come. Feel as though you're looking towards the back big toe. Let the breath stabilize you here. So we're going to stay low with our upper body, but we're going to bring the hands down and release them to the floor. Forward bend split. So we're going to bring the weight to the front leg, lift the back leg off the floor, and look behind. Bring the foot down, return to your downward facing dog. In breath, bring the left leg behind. Out breath, bring that forward. Back heel to the floor. As you come up, bring the arms all the way up with you. Left arm stays up this time, and the right arm comes into your lower back, and you're going to turn to the right, leaving that left knee facing forward. Settle with the breath. As in breath to return, bring the other arm up. Out breath, hands behind your back. Alternate interlace if you want. Depends if you can get enough leverage. So roll the shoulders back, knuckles down, in breath. And then over we go again. So coming down. Just seeing where you get to. Ujjayi breath really helps to stabilize the position. Let's release the hands to the floor. And when you're ready, forward bend split. Bring the weight forward and lift that back leg off the floor. You might want to be on the fingertips. Sort of half and half, really. Now we're going to bring the right foot next to the left, and we're going to end up in a squat, ready for our 5-element flow. I'm just going to turn myself towards you. If you've got your block with you, grab it and come down into a squat, bringing that block underneath the heels. You can just be in a squat, but this is quite nice. And then we're going to hug the knees. This is blowing out the candle. The sound is... And we're releasing the fear. So on your in-breath, lift the head. Release the fear on the out-breath. Keep going in your own time. You feel as though the fear is being released. Wherever you are, do one more. The next is expelling the venom, the sound of shh, the one we've been doing for this spring, releasing the anger. So let's take the block away. Come into a passive forward bend. And then start to grab onto the anger, maybe in your energy field, but you can do it from the floor again if you wish. Just picking it all up. On your in-breath, push through the feet, bring the arms up, and we'll let it go to the sound. Shh. Keep going. We're going to do 3 of these. Grab it onto the anger. Let's let it go. In-breath, arms up. Shh. One more. In-breath coming up. Trace up the spleen meridian outside of the big toes and the ankle, lower legs to the kneecaps, up the thighs, rounding at the shoulders and ending up under the arm. Okay, so the next one's bringing down the flame. The sound is so bring the hands to the heart. On the in-breath, we take the arms out to the side, thumbs to the crown of the head to releasing all the anxiety. In-breath, take the arms out. To the third eye, release that anxiety. And again, to the heart. Once more to the belly button. And bring the fingers together. 3 breaths here. Last out breath, smooth down the legs and off the toes. Up the spleen meridian again. Next one is cradling the baby. So one hand under the spleen, next triple warmer, closing the eyes. We're just going to rock ourselves to that Ujjayi breath. Give ourselves more compassion. Coming home to ourselves. And then the last one is the human touching the divine and the sound of s, and this releasing all of our grief. So coming to a stop. This is where we bring the hands into a ball, so opening the eyes, taking the arms out to the side on the in-breath. Palms in front of the belly to a in-breath, take the arms up. Now to the heart. Arms up higher. Crown of the head. Then crossing the hands at the heart. Close the eyes, 3 of those breaths here. Releasing all grief. Closing the eyes. Moment here. And all the seasons, the elements, the emotions settle. Opening the eyes. In breath, take the arms out to side, look up, stretch up. Celtic weave to forward bend. Half forward bend. Back into a plank. Right leg leads back. Off we go. Not all the way down. Out breath. In breath, lift the chest. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog will stay there. I'm going to take the right leg into the air. Bend the knee, circle that knee 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. Big circle, big circle. Should be warmed up now. So at this point, we should be able to make the circles bigger than if we used it as our warm-up. And then when you finish, take the legs straight back, heel pushing away, toes towards the ground. From here, we're going to slide that right shin forward into our tiger. So in line with the knee, shimmy the other leg back, release the toes, walk the hands back in, grab your block if you want to use your block. Bring the palms to the side, elbows tucking in, settling in. We've warmed up the lower back, so it should be okay. Right, go deeper, you just push into those legs and lift up. Don't overdo it. Go with what your body will let you do. By all means, use your block to help. And then you can switch the block to the other hand on the other side. Okay, let's release. Find your downward facing dog. As soon as you're back there, take the left leg into the air, bend the knee, and do that circle 3 and 3 again. Not fast, feeling into it. And again, when you're finished, take that leg back. It's all about pushing the heel away. Slide that left shin forward, hip width apart. Slowly settle in, take the other leg back. Again, using your block. Use it on the other hand this time. When you feel ready, up you come. Engage that straight leg. Whatever you do, engage that. Push through the legs if you want to go deeper. This time, I'm going to bring the hands down. Bring both knees to all fours. Bring the big toes together, walk the knees out. So you're in a wide knee position, sit back on your heels. And from here, the arms are out straight. So we're going to walk them around to your left. If you want to grab your block and use that for your forehead, please do, but bring yourself all the way down into your mat. It's more important to keep the bottom on the heels than it is the forehead onto your floor, onto the floor. Use the breath to increase that stretch. Okay, pop your head up, bring the hands back, then round to the other side, round to the right. Put your head in between the hands and then come down. Okay, pop that head up, bring the hands back. Let's go to all fours. So bring the knees in and then take the knees to the long edge and swing those legs around. Okay, bring the block to the top of your mat, always just in case, and then we'll come down. So feet hip width apart, spleen triple warmer, tuck in those bundas and descend slowly as you can. And then walk the feet in towards your bottom. Okay, so we're going to bring the right ankle over the left thigh, or just above the ankle to be fair. We're going to release these arms. And then we're going to bring the legs over to the left. Slowly. So this right foot should touch the floor. The leg underneath, just let it relax. And then if you can, take the left hand and hold the right ankle. And the other arm can be anywhere you need it to be for the twist. Okay, and you're trying to keep this right knee towards the ceiling, facing upwards. You can turn the head to the right if you wish. And then I'd bring the breath back into the belly because this is a good twist. Okay, bring the head back and release that right arm. And then we're going to come out of this twist very gently. So we're going to take this right leg, just gradually bring yourself out. Because it's quite a lot of pressure to then bring those legs back up again. Okay, so just check that everything feels all right, and then we'll go to the other side. So left leg over the right. Put the arms out of the equation for the moment. I might have to move over actually. And slowly bring these legs over to the right. That left foot will be on the floor this time. Let the bottom leg sort of find its own place to relax. Right hand holds the left ankle if you can get it. You can always use a strap, or it doesn't really matter if you don't get hold of it. And then this left arm, just take that into a place where you're going to get a stretch, okay? Again, the knee wants to be going upwards, and you can turn the head to the left if you wish. And as ever, bring that breath into the belly because it's such a good massage on those organs. So again, bring the head back and release the left arm. And then unravel these legs in a nice, safe way, because that's quite a stretch. Okay. So bring the legs into a butterfly. Let them just relax, bring the arms out to the side. We'll do a few rounds of Kapalabhati breath as we've stretched through this whole area. So we won't do rounds. I'll just let you start and stop as and when you wish. And then I'll let you know when we're sort of going to come to an end, okay? So just be careful with the breath that you don't sort of have more in-breath than out-breath, okay? So take a breath in with the belly, so push the belly away. Then we're going to snap in the belly and bring the air out the nose. Just stop and start as you wish. And then when you get to the next end of this next round, then bring that to a close. Lovely, that should have got the energy moving. So we're going to slide these legs out straight. Bring the arms above the head, interlace the fingers for a full stretch, point the toes. Really feel as though you stretch out through that belly. Bring the arms back over, walk the legs in. Make any other movement that you wish to make, and then we will come into relaxation. So onto your backs, or seated. If you're on your back, space between the heels, arms out to the side, the palms face up. So feeling the breath settle. Feel the outgoing breath releases any residual tightness, tension you can feel in the body. Just feel the natural outgoing breath settles you more and more into stillness. As the body releases, it becomes heavier. And just continue to have that feeling of letting go as the natural out breath occurs. And as the body rests, I'd like to just Bring in some explanation of the spring energy and the work that we do during this time. So the element is wood. And the emotion is anger. And this anger can come from feeling powerlessness. But anger can also give us powerful motivation. And on the flip side of anger, we look to bring in confidence, courage, assertiveness. The courage of our convictions, assertiveness to stand our ground, self-worth, having a right to your own opinion. There's two organs. One is the liver. Very clever because it can rebuild itself. It's the remover of toxins, creates hormones, cleans our blood. And in good order, it gives us a smooth flow of emotions, smooth flow of that life force. We then have the gallbladder. Here we digest our fat. We need fat because it helps to create healthy hormones and the utilization of them. Every cell is encased in fat. And our brain is over 60% fat. In the spring energy we've been working on, standing in our own power, speaking our truth. Just like to share a quote from Marianne Williamson called A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of the universe. Your playing small does not serve the world. So let us feel back into the body. Feel how relaxed the body is by using the breath to just let go. The mere action of that relaxed out breath. We can do that anytime. We can tune into that out breath and just soften the body. Maybe we're softening the tight jaw, the raised shoulders, the tight belly. Whatever it is, we just focus on the outgoing breath and find the release within it. So let us now return to the breath and lengthen into the breath. Bring movement into the hands and the feet, to the arms and the legs. To the rest of the body. When you're ready, bending your knees, rolling onto your right side, hands under the head for a pillow. Just a moment of gratitude for yourselves, that self-compassion we spoke about in the 5 elements. Pushing up to seated hands at the heart. Namaste. Open your eyes when you're ready.